Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the second day of May 2022. I hope you had a good weekend and a safe weekend this past weekend. I hope right now that your family is healthy and safe where you are, and that those that are with you and your family are all blessed today. Blessings also upon those that work in the healthcare field trying to save lives, and those that are the first responders who every day are trying to save lives. Those also blessings upon those that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks and parks clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims of pornography and child pornography, the victims of prostitution and child prostitution, the victims of human trafficking and sex slavery, and double curses on the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers who traffic in this human misery. Finally, blessings upon those that are homeless, nearly 600,000 men, women, and children on the streets of the United States of America, and millions of men, women, and children on the streets around the world. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, some interesting news and some things to observe, and one bold raw Hebrew remnant prediction. First off, it looks as if Donovan Mitchell, to me, is going to be committed to the Utah Jazz as well. He's under contract for 3 more seasons where he can't do anything to change his scenery. Danny Ainge is not stupid. And from the press conference that he gave, I got the impression that he took a lot of responsibility himself, which is what a star is supposed to do for the failure of the team, and that he wants to try to improve and get better as a team. So I would think with the contract, he's probably not going to be on the market. I would not be surprised if they made some moves to try to improve the team around him, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a full rebuild in Utah. So I think we've lost. I think we don't have any hope of getting Donovan Mitchell this offseason. Zion Williamson, from what I read, from what David Griffith, the GM, president of basketball operations in New Orleans, reported, was that Williamson was visibly moved emotionally by the effort, by the season, by the playoff series that the Pels put forth. And we had mentioned that it was a possibility because of how well they were playing and how well they were being coached, that he might just decide, I'm not finishing piece here and I'm going to stay in New Orleans. And he said he couldn't wait to sign his extension. So that's over. So the Zion to New York is done, right? So we're not getting Zion. We're not getting Donovan Mitchell. And so that leaves Jalen Brunson, who really hasn't said anything. His father has done all the talking so far. And we have to assume if his father's represented him, then that's how he feels as well. He hasn't said anything otherwise. So they're not happy with how Dallas has treated them. They're not giving no hometown discounts. Dallas is not doing a sign and trade. So it's going to either be they overpay, and they're going to have to overpay to keep Jalen Brunson, or he goes somewhere else. Again, the choices are basically, I heard Detroit is interested in him. I don't think Detroit has a chance. I think it's going to be the Knicks or the Mavericks. It'll be the Knicks in terms of if he decides to take $80 million. This is going to sound crazy. It'll be the Knicks, because he'll get the keys to the kingdom in New York. He might get more money though in Dallas, because for Mark Cuban to say we're not doing a sign and trade, that means they're willing to meet his price or let him walk. Mark Cuban is not stupid. So this is going to be interesting with Jalen Brunson this summer. On the other hand, Memphis Grizzlies against Golden State Warriors. It was a 1-point Warriors win. Now, I said it on Twitter. I'm gonna say it here. I'm picking Memphis to win this series. I'm picking them in 7, but they might do it in 6. The reason why. First off, I'm gonna say something that may be bold, but I believe it from what I know of the Grizzlies. Golden State has championship pedigree, no doubt. They have Stephen Curry, all world, at the point guard. Well, he's really a guard, shooting guard, but at the point guard position. But all those cats are getting old. All of them. Curry can still shoot the lights out. But he can't guard any of Golden State's perimeter players. Of Memphis's perimeter players. That's number one. Overall, as a team, okay, Dillon Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, John Morant, Kyle Anderson, Brandon Clark, DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones, Zaire Williams, and let's not forget a guy that didn't play at all, Steven Adams. Now, last night, the rebounding advantage went to Golden State by 2, 51-49. I don't think that's going to continue if they get Steven Adams back from health and safety protocol. He was expected to be out with this game 1. I don't know what's going to happen in game 2. If he's back, I'm going to give a big edge to Memphis. Okay. Because yesterday, they played Xavier Tillman at the 5 for a lot of time, and they were switching him with Jaren Jackson Jr., who's really a 4. If they get Steven Adams back, Golden State has no answer for Steven Adams. They have no answer for him. Okay. I know Draymond Green got kicked out of the game, but that won't matter. That won't matter. They had Klay Thompson trying to guard Jaren Jackson Jr. And what you have to understand is these kids on Memphis, and that's what they are, kids. This is a big spotlight for them, right? But this is where leadership comes in, which is why I'm mentioning Memphis, even though we're talking about the Knicks. And that's why I said the Knicks can become Memphis. The leadership is John Morant. Now, it's obvious John Morant is a unique, dynamic, definite all-star, max player talent. No doubt. But aside from his talent, what makes him unique is his leadership. And what do I mean by that? I have never seen him fold under pressure or get disturbed by the moment. That's real important when he's your leader of your team. Because if he can maintain his composure and come through in pressure and not be scared of the moment or the stage, that spirit will permeate the rest of the team. It will permeate with guys that are veterans like a Steven Adams. And it will permeate with young players like a Jaren Jackson Jr. Memphis, to me, is the overall better team. They don't have the championship pedigree, but they're the overall better team, top to bottom. And so they lost that game by 1 point. And when you look at it, it was a defensive battle. Even though Golden State shot 48% from the field, Klay Thompson was 6 of 19 from the field. Stephen Curry was 8 of 20 from the field. Okay. Klay Thompson was 3 for 10 from 3. And the same thing on the other side, except Jaren Jackson was 10 of 18 from the field. John Morant was 14 of 31 from the field, 45% from the field. Now, the X factor was Desmond Bane. He was 3 of 10. He was 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, and 2 of 3 from the line. That was not a Desmond Bane game. Now you say, well, he's a rookie. He's not a rookie. He's a second year. And, he's young. Yes. But I don't think that's going to continue. He's one of those guys that doesn't get scared of the stage. This is his first time in this type of game. This is the first time Memphis has been in the second round in 7 years, from what I heard Jeff Van Gundy say. And the last time they were in the second round, they had a whole different team. They had Zebo in them, at that time. Gasol, Zebo, Conley, that was their crew. And Conley got hurt, which is one of the reasons they lost the second round. This is a different team. Okay. It's a completely different team led by a completely different guy. I'm picking Memphis to take this series in 7. And the reason I'm hopeful about that is I see the Knicks can become Memphis. They can. They can become Memphis in the East. No, R.J. Barrett is not the talent level of Ja Morant, but he's the leadership level of Ja Morant. He will not fold under pressure. He will not be afraid of the big moment. He's going to be there from start to finish. And that, if that's your leader, that's going to permeate the team. Which is why it's important to me that we trade Julius Randle. Because as long as he's on the team, he sucks some of that leadership oxygen out of the locker room. Okay, because of the status that the Knicks and the Knicks management and the coaching staff gave him when, on the Knicks with his contract and with him coming on the Knicks. So you must trade him. And you must do that so that R.J. Barrett becomes the de facto leader, which he will wear that mantle naturally. It will not be something difficult for him. Okay. Then you add to that the confidence of an IQ who's confident. He's confident in every position. Now he takes some stupid shots sometimes. He does some dumb things out there, but you cannot say he's not confident. He's always confident. Him and Maxey are very much alike like that coming out of Kentucky. Very confident. No matter what they're doing, no matter what they're shooting, they confident what they do. They would not be afraid of big moments. Okay. That's very important. And so on a team like Memphis, where it's a young team, and they have not been on this stage like this in their careers, most of them. And you got leadership like a Ja Morant who's not afraid of the moment, who's going to show up. And now you're just missing Steven Adams. When Steven Adams comes back, I'm telling you, I don't think Golden State's going to stand a chance. You're going to get big games from Curry. I'm not sure about Thompson. I'm not saying he can't shoot, but this is a cat that shot 37 points in a quarter in his prime. He's not in his prime no more. That's what I saw. He's not in his prime no more. He's all right. I'm glad he came back. But these young boys from Memphis, they call them Grizzlies, they growling. If they win this second game in Memphis tonight, this is going to be a series. This is going to be a series. Not tonight. When's the second game? That game, the next game they play, I think I want to say it's Tuesday. Yeah, they play Tuesday night, right? Isn't it Tuesday? Make sure. They play the 3rd. Yeah, they play Tuesday night at 9:30. If they come back, and they should, Memphis should win this game, especially if they get Steven Adams back. I'm liking Memphis in this series, y'all. I'm liking Memphis. And then liking Memphis, I'm liking the future of the New York Knicks. Especially if we trade certain veterans. Especially, I want to trade. Now, I know Burks is a problem only because Thibodeau is a problem. But really, I want to trade Evan Fournier and Randall the most. I know Nerlens Noel's got to go. Kemba's obviously got to go. But I really want to see, for the reasons I already mentioned, I want to see Randall go elsewhere. And the reason I want Fournier to go elsewhere is because you're going to open up that spot for Quentin Grimes, who I believe is a better basketball player right now than Evan Fournier. Right now. On both sides of the basketball. Obviously, he's better on defense than Evan Fournier. And you give him the amount of shots that Evan Fournier got, who shot the ball very well this year, you're going to get the same results from Grimes. So now, let's take a look at this. If you give him the same minutes, same shots you gave Fournier this year, you're going to get the same results, but you're going to get twice as much defense from him. Okay? So I want Grimes in that starting lineup. Also, this opens up minutes for Cam, as well. So, and they got to see what they have in Cam. There's been a lot of talk about how Tibbs didn't want Cam, and Leon went and made the deal for Cam, and people are making an issue out of that. I don't want to make an issue out of it yet because Cam was getting rotation minutes before he got hurt. And he earned them. And he was earning more minutes before he got hurt. So I don't want to say, I don't know, Tibbs may not have wanted him, But Tibbs ain't that stupid. I mean, the kid's in a contract year. He's got talent. The question is, can he stay healthy? Can he stay available? And so we're going to find out. And I believe that Cam Reddish is number one option offensive talent. He just needs to stay healthy and play. And that's the thing. I don't even know if he could stay healthy, but we got to see if he can stay healthy. Because if he can, it's a wrap. I mean, he's got that type of talent. But if he cannot stay healthy, it's irrelevant. The greatest ability is availability, right? So his years, the 3 years he was in Atlanta, he was hurt. He got hurt a lot, and if he continues to do that with the Knicks, they're going to trade him. And I don't see why they shouldn't, right? So we're going to find out, though. Cam better come through this summer and be ready to play next year and be healthy enough to be strong enough in his body to stay healthy. Because this is a big year for him. Big year for him. But that's why I want them to trade Fournier. I want to see those two cats get those minutes, and I think the Knicks will go up a notch. I'm not saying some of y'all be tripping about, we need Fournier, he's a shooter, blah, 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 blah. We need, first and foremost, watch the playoffs. Defense. Defense. That's what we need first. Defense. Okay? You get that first. Then you figure out the offense. Like I said, we got enough offense, really. When you're talking about Grimes, you're talking about opening the floor by moving Randall and getting Obi in there. We done already seen what Obi could do. We done already seen what he could do. Okay? Give him some minutes. You see what he could do. Over the course of a season, I'm seeing 18 points, 7 boards, 4 or 5 assists from Obi. I'm seeing running the floor threat, open floor threat, and defense from Obi. So, give me Obi. I'm good with that. He opens the floor, especially if he's hitting his 3-pointer like he was doing at the end of the season. Give me Obi. Okay? Opens the floor for RJ to do what he does. Now, we either get Brunson or we don't. If we don't get Brunson, I hope they don't run out and go sign a Tyus Jones to try to do a filler. Just play the kids we got. Just play the kids we got. Then you got Deuce and Q and IQ, and you got D Rose. Just play them. Okay? I don't want to go chasing a point guard for the sake of chasing a point guard. I don't mind Jalen Brunson. Obviously, he showed himself in the playoffs. But I'm not chasing Tyus Jones or somebody that's really a bench piece to try to stick in because we're desperate for a point guard. We shouldn't be that desperate. We got some kids. We need to play them. Okay? If we get Brunson, great. If we don't, play the kids until we see what we can get. All right? So I'm watching Memphis very closely because I'm seeing shades of a future New York Knicks team. And I'm really thinking they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, I was telling somebody, there's poisonous snakes in Virginia. And I lived in a house when I was in Southern Virginia that had copperheads or diamondbacks, whatever. They was poisonous snakes. But in my yard, there were 2 or 3 antidotes for that. Because the black snake is not a poisonous snake, but it eats poisonous snakes. And because we had black snakes in our yard, we never saw a poisonous snake in yard. I saw some in somebody else's yard, and I saw them in the street dead, but not in our yard. Because the black snake is kryptonite to the poisonous snake. Why do I bring that up? Because the Warriors are like the poisonous snake. But I feel like Memphis is the black snake. Let's see if I'm right. Y'all have a good Monday. Y'all have a good week. Be safe out there. Shalom.